Everybody talks about how Jesus lives in your heart, but I never had that feeling. I knew Jesus was important. I didn't really know how or why. So I was really just not really looking for anything at the time. I didn't think I needed anything.
Got addicted to drugs and lived a pretty extreme lifestyle for about 15 years where God wasn't a part of that at all. I didn't believe, I wasn't, I didn't pray, I didn't believe in any of that. I had drawn totally away from churches just for different kind of reasons.
I grew up in a Christian home, and I feel so incredibly blessed that I had parents that raised me knowing God and teaching me to love God. However, I grew up and I always struggled. I felt like I didn't have a story. When I heard people's testimonies, I was thinking, I don't have a story. I don't have a cool story like that.
When I got to the point where I was just at the very bottom, like I had reached as bottom as I could go, I guess I don't want to say like I didn't feel like I had any choice but to turn it over to God. It was more just to try something different because what I was doing wasn't obviously working.
I had this hole in my heart that never really was filled before, So being socially hilarious and also just becoming a prisoner to approval, and whether that was through girlfriends or substances, alcohol, whatever, it wasn't really working.
So I kind of have always struggled with kind of insecurities. And so that kind of kept me from baptism, honestly. Like, what are people gonna think of me? What are they're gonna be looking at me? And
I realized that I don't have the answers, and I'm not going to have the answers unless I start being involved in a community of Christ-centered people. I decided to go with a friend to Men of Valor, and that's when my process started. I was a skeptic. I'm gonna be honest, I was a skeptic, never vocally, but the day the Lord came into my life, I was just like blown away. And it's like, I'm not turning back. There's no other way.
It was work to turn things over to God. It's still work, to turn things over to God because you always want to be in control of everything. But, turning so much over to Him and just trusting that He's gonna take, whatever you got going on and He's gonna help ease you of that so that way you can just continue to grow and to be a good person, a better citizen, and to continue to grow in your Christianity. And
I knew that I would go to heaven. It seemed far away, but I always had the devil kind of back here saying, are you sure? Are you sure you're gonna make it? Like, to the point that I would get so anxious that I'd even question my relationship with God, even though I knew it was real and even though I knew that I had become a Christian.
It was through the power of God alone that I quit using, and like I didn't go to any kind of rehab or anything like that. I just devoted myself to God, and luckily God really opened a door for me when He introduced me to my wife, because when we first met and first started dating, she was the total opposite of what I am.
And at first I was thinking, oh my gosh, there is no way this is ever going to work out, because he's a little crazy. I
mean, I was still, cursing like a sailor, and I still kind of had a street mentality and attitude to me, and she had to really push me a lot to continue to grow in my relationship with God. And that was a huge blessing.
I want to be baptized today, not because it's the first step in my journey. I think it's just an exclamation point for the love that I feel. It's like I'm coming out of the water and I'm victorious, not over life, over struggles, but I'm victorious over the battles that I'll encounter every day with the armor of God placed upon me.
They asked me what my word was, and I said, I can finally say that I'm secure. I'm secure in my relationship with God. I'm secure in my relationship as a mom. Yeah, there's gonna be work. I'm secure in my relationship as a wife, and yeah, there's gonna be times where it's gonna be work, but God's really has His hand in it all. And so I'm just really excited just to have that peace kind of overcome me, and maybe, who knows, maybe I won't be nervous at all when it comes to that day.
if you truly give yourself to him and you truly let him and you let him into your heart and you let him kind of take the reins and guide you, you can accomplish and do anything. I mean, but you have to be honest with yourself about it. I mean, you have to truly give yourself to him. And it takes time, but that's the biggest thing, that he's there. And I mean, it's real, and his love and his power is real, and it's an amazing feeling. It really is.